Stop trying to die. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go right now. I'm over here trying to kill a damn fly that got in somehow. Anyhow, welcome back, everybody, to what is it that we're doing? We're doing the Popular Properties Live September Market Report, which is our first live. Well, I guess technically the second, because I had to figure out what the hell I was doing. This seems pretty confusing. I don't really know how you guys do it, but we'll learn and we'll keep on going. Yay! All right, so today we wanted to talk about the market because things are very, very good right now. Things are very, very good. I don't know if anyone knows, but yesterday the interest rates dropped down to 6.11. I have not checked what they were today. Today is what, the 12th? And CPI came out yesterday and PPI came out today. So this is some fantastic stuff. We are about a week away from the FOMC meeting coming out, so let's just dive right into this. All right. Boom. Cool. Sweets. Elgato. Transitions. Thank you. Okay. All right. So why am I showing you guys my calendar? First and foremost, let's go to CPI real fast. In case you missed it, in case you're a day late, this right here is phenomenal news, okay? 2.5% is insane. This is very, very, very good. Last month, I believe, was 2.9, and we were expected to come out at 2.6. At least that's what I believe the projections were. Let's double check CPI projections. Check news. I forgot. They don't say projections. They say forecast. All right. So the forecast from 3 days ago. This is Morningstar. They're all right. Yep. They're projecting 2.6 from 2.9. All right. So last month got beat. I think last month's projection was 3. And we came in at 2.9. And this month was 2.6. We came in at 2.5. So hot diggity damn, bro. Things are looking great. Things are looking great. I couldn't be happier right now because I mean it's phenomenal news. This is exactly what we wanted. You weren't aware right now. A lot of people are trying to figure out whether or not the Feds are going to be cutting their interest rates by a quarter point or by a half point, right? And that's why things have been fluctuating up and down. I feel like the entire month they've been jumping up from like, what is it, 6 point. Before we jump to today's interest rates, let's go to our records and see what they started at last week or started at in the month. Yeah, so the month started with, hold on. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, month started at 6.43. They've been fluctuating. Right? It's been very, very steady for the month of August. We needed some more data. Data poured out in September. We reiterated the fact that things are good and that the Feds would likely cut rates down by a quarter point. So they are now down. Well, they were down to 6.11 yesterday. My dog's chasing flies. But let's see what they're at today. Ha. We got bad news. Oh, no. All right. Well, I already know what the bad news was, and that's PPI came out a little bit higher. It was 3.2 last month. I think it came out at 3.3, if I recall correctly. Let's take a look. PPI, BLS. Producer price index. Yeah, 3.3. Last month was 3.2. Month before 3.2. So the fact that this went up is definitely not helpful. But if you guys watched our video last month, you know that we think that it's actually kind of fine, because the feds themselves said that they don't need all the reports to be perfect. Although I guess, you know, this does tell us that it's not a guarantee that they're cutting rates by a half point. Although if CPI is down at 2.5%, man, I don't see why they wouldn't. You know, a lot of people were very, very upset about them not cutting rates in their July meeting. So that's gonna be coming up, man. That's gonna be coming up. We'll actually leave that one open. Don't worry about the FSBO stuff. Check this out. FOMC meeting minutes. All right, so right here we had their June market projections. I think taking a look at that might actually be pretty beneficial, just so we can see what we were coming up against, right? So the reason this meeting next week is so important is because it comes out with future market projections, which tells us where the feds think interest rates should be by the end of the year, and then by the end of next year, and so on and so forth. So I think it'd be beneficial for us to look at the projection materials for this one. Bro, you're never going to get that fly, man. You're never going to get it. If you get it, I'll give you a treat. All right, so market projection materials are pretty nice, but I mean, I realistically only look at this portion. So this portion right here, let's zoom in so everybody can see. Zoom in one more time. There we go. That makes it pretty legible. Pretty legible. You can read it. All right, so let's look at what this is, okay? We got percentages over here on this right side, okay? Start the top, 7%, the bottom, 0%. All right? Over here on our X, we got the year 2024 right there. We got the year 2025. We got the year 2026, okay? I'm pretty sure we went over this, but, you know, maybe, you know, not a lot of people saw the video. So let's just finish going over it again. Each one of these dots is a voting member of the FOMC, and they are basically in this graph just telling us where they believe interest rates should be at the end of the given year. So this is where all these members believe that rate should be by the end of 2024. This is where they should be at 2025, 2026, and so on in the long run, okay? So let's take a look at where people were, all right? We have 4 members total who were believing that rates should be between 5.25 and 5.5, which is exactly where we are. So 4 members were saying, just leave rates where they are. Don't even touch them. Don't even touch them. And then we had here 7 members, okay? 7 members who said just one rate cut. And this was before we had a crap ton of good news. Because if you look below, we had 8 members who were saying that rates should be between 4.75, 4.75 to 5%, okay? For their basis rate, for the feds. There were already 8 members. That's a pretty decent segment of the members over here, okay? That's almost half. We're already voting for 2 rate cuts. So, given the good news that we've received since this came out, remember this came out when? in July. July what? No. This came out in June. In June 12th. July was a fantastic month for us. And so was August. We had a ton of good news in it. We could actually probably look. The weird thing about live is that you can't really edit this stuff until later. I mean, we'll obviously edit a video and make it look cool, but yeah. All right, let me find out where this thing is. All right, produce pressure all over. Okay. I believe this is it. All items. Here we go. No, this isn't it. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I was sure that was going to be it. 12-month analysis table. Look at how detailed this is. They had lettuce in here, bro. Pet food. Everything. All this data is free, by the way, guys. Obviously. You just come up and see what the changes have been. I know it looks boring because it's just a lot of numbers, but you watch a quick YouTube video to find out. All right, let's try number one again. Definitely not it, man. Yo. Ugh. Do I really got to go to Statista? Why? Why are you giving me this? Just give me the dang numbers for each month. Hotmail version? Yeah. There we go. That was it. That was it right there. Oh my god, that took for fucking ever to find. We should have put some background music. Thankfully, no one was here. But Jesus Christ. Alright, so there you go. July showed 2.9. And then August showed 2.5. So, 8 members of the FOMC were voting for rate cuts, for 2 rate cuts, for a 0.5% rate cut by the end of the year, I guess. Before inflation hit the target goal of being in the 2% range. All right. Now we had July that ended up being in 2.9. Okay. We were very, very nervous about August because, 2.9, cool. That could be a fluke. Who knows? It could be a fluke. But then we got the confirmation because this hit at 2.5, man. And that's very, very good. Their target goal is just 2%. So they still got a little bit of ways to go to hit their goal. But that is very, very, very good. That is an extremely optimistic press release. I'm happy. FOMC is likely, very likely, at this meeting right here to cut rates by a half point. The reason I say this, okay, it's because I highly doubt if they're going to do 2 rate cuts. I think that they're just going to do this rate cut and see they're going to do that one big one right here to cut it by 0.5 and then ride out for the rest of the year. Okay? It's very, very rare, extremely, extremely rare that they cut rates outside of meetings without future projections. Okay? That's why I figured, and you guys could look back at the footage, I said it's fucking not happening. So many people were like, oh, there's going to be a rate cut at the July meeting. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. There's no future market projections. They didn't do enough studying. They're not going to make a move like that. So let's say we get this one here. Okay. We're not going to get one here. And to do one at the end of the year in December just seems a little out of the blue. It's a little risky. You already have seasonal expenditure going crazy in December. You add low interest rates to that month, it might be nuts. Let's look if we can look up some stuff. What the hell? All right, so what we're looking for, just so you know, is their record of rate cuts. Maybe policy statements? I know it's somewhere. I've looked it up before. That's not what we want. You know where to go. We know where to go. Table of FOMC rate cuts by you. But we want it straight from FOMC. This can't be it. Haha! This is motherfucking it. Yes! Alright, first off, we're bookmarking this page. Just for the future. Yeah, we'll put it in fun, dude. No. No, let's put it in our arts and crafts. Why not? Alright, cool. Cool. So, as you can see, even here, what's it called? It doesn't show us what the meetings are. Alright, let's just take a quick look back. Okay, so let's look back at 2020. We had March 16th and March 4th. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, well, yeah, no crap. March 4th, both of those were unscheduled meetings. And that's, again, because of, the fact that there was a global pandemic over here. All right, so let's go back to a normal year instead. Let's go back to 2019, okay? October 31st, September 19th, August 1st. This is likely that they made a rate cut outside of it. September 19th, August 1st. They made a rate cut here. They made a rate cut after this one. Unscheduled meeting. They made a rate cut after here. So we got a few. 2018. These are hikes. These are hikes. Hikes. Bunch of decreases in 2008. But I don't know if we can go back to the 2008 meetings. No. Can we? Negative. Negative. Isn't that crazy? They haven't done decreases. Increase 2015. Increase only in 2016. Increase only in 2017. Increase only in 2018. 2019, they decreased by 75. Right? In the later half of the year. And then 2020, emergency. Emergency decreases. It wasn't until 2022 that they started hiking up these prices. In March, May, June, literally every meeting in 2022 they hiked up. That's insane. And in 2023 they had to continue. They had to keep going and keep going. And obviously, they haven't dropped prices at all this entire time. So we we still don't think that there's going to be a lot of action here, man. We don't think that there's going to be a rate cut here in the November meeting. We'd be surprised. We would be surprised. We're not placing any bets on it, and we're not going to hold our breath, but we'd be surprised. What we think is extremely likely is going to be this having a half-point rate cut, and then no rate cuts for the rest of the year. Unless, after they do this rate cut, if inflation still is downtrending, then maybe they do another one. Maybe they do another one. And I guess, if it was me, which obviously it isn't, I'm not Jerome Powell, but if it was me, I'd probably do it in November outside of the December one, even though it'd be rare, right? to do it without the future market projections. But if you're that confident, you had September's CPI come out good and October's CPI come out good as well. Well, actually, you wouldn't get October's CPI by this time, right? It comes out in the middle of the month. So that one's unlikely to happen. Yeah, we're sticking to it. November, very unlikely to happen. No rate cuts in November. December, small chance. September, 100% chance there's a rate cut happening. Maybe 75% chance that is going to be a half point, and a 25% chance that it's a 25 basis points. All right, with that said, let's move on to some Boston stuff, okay? Because I wants to wrap this up soon. I don't know how long I've been going, but 25 minutes, hot damn. 25 minutes of you guys just watching me look things up. All right, let's look at Boston data real fast. This right here is what we want to look at. All right. Let's delete that. We wrote good job for people, you know, because they were doing great. Holy fuck. Wait, no, she clearly messed this up. It's impossible that we have less pending than we did last year. So I have to do some data research real fast. Let me look this up. Bear with me yet again. Which means I'm going to have my assistant recheck all of this. You know, I've been doing it for about, like, how many years? Been doing this since 2021. Yeah. Poorly since 2021. And then I got really, really good. Really, 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 really good at this. But it's just data. So, I mean, how good can you be? All right, year to date, 9/7. Yeah, I don't know what she did. Probably should have taken a look at this before I wrote my email, my newsletter. Because that is not a good look. Oh my god, this takes forever. Hold on. Hold up. Hold on. We don't want to do this on camera. Okay. All right. Hey, that transition wasn't smooth, man. That's smooth. That's smooth. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Let's go back to screen capture. Report's done. It's 3871, bro. So 3,871 pending listings this year. Which means not doing too good. Not doing too hot. We're about 100 listings behind. 100 deals behind last year. And again, I've said it like 700 times this year already, but this year is slower than the slowest year in decades. Okay. Now, granted, we still have several months left in the year, and there is a huge chance that we have a lot of buyers that come back into the market. However, there's always a chance that they do not. Okay. So, yeah, that seems about right. This number always fluctuates a little bit, so it's not accurate. Well, obviously, there's just a difference between these two numbers. Never mind. Never mind what I'm saying, man. Edit that out. We're doing searches on MLS. Again, we can't show you searches on MLS because we do not know if it's okay to do. So, when did the week start? Hot damn. All right, well, seller confidence is booming. 295, or actually 296 properties were listed last week alone. Okay. The week before, obviously September 1st, we had crapola, 55 properties that were listed because this is actually one of the slowest weeks in the year. Can't believe we only had 24 on. Well, actually I can. Week of 4th of July. Week of 4th of July is really, really the slowest month. Almost slower. Yeah, slower than like Christmas. Yeah, I guess not. Well, I don't know. Let's see the year before. What was Christmas like the year before? Only 16. All right. Okay, cool. It goes Christmas is the slowest month, 4th of July, and then maybe September 1st for Boston. Okay. So we had nothing being listed last week or the week prior, but this week now we have a bunch of stuff, okay? I know this seems a little bit weird the way that we're doing it, and the way that we have this analyzed is because this is when we put them on graphs, it looks strange when we do it. We fill this out every Sunday, and we're writing it on the 8th, which was the Sunday that just passed. But this statistic is really for 9/1 to 9/7, right? The Sunday to the Saturday for the week. Okay. So it's reporting on last week. It's a little bit confusing, but it makes the charts look actually fucking good. Because if we don't, they look super odd. The months end in a weird way. It's strange. But yeah, so that's a lot of listings that came out, guys. That's a lot of listings that came out on the first week of September. Okay. Now, I imagine that this week has a decent amount of listings already. I don't really know how much, but we're thinking that buyer activity is going to spike through the roof after the FOMC meeting. Now, granted, it is what's it called? September. Most people in Boston have already found a place to live for the rest of the year. Actually, they found a place to live for a while now. But deals still do happen. Deals are still pretty active. Let's make it funner so you see. All right, which one of these represents? This is new listings, new sales versus new pending listings, under agreement versus contingent. Oh no. We just realized something we won't say on camera. Okay. Anyhow. So, sure. I think we could go here. Okay. What were we talking about? The fact that it spikes after September? Sure. Right here. This is perfect. All right. As you can see, total listings, total pendings. All right, for 8/28/2022. All right, for September, that spikes up 139, 303, right? You get a lot more listings, which eventually dies down towards the end of the year. But September and October, every single year, September is busier than October, but September there's a huge spike. It's like the last hoorah of the year. So any agents who are listening and following, you guys should absolutely try to do everything you can to make some money this month. And then next month is also a pretty decent time for you to try to do something, because after that, things always dwindle down, right? Always dwindle down. They always dwindle down at the end of the year. November and December are, respectfully, one's a 3-week month and then the other one's a 2-week month. So, I mean, business-wise, right? People only work the first 3 weeks of November, and people only work the first 2 weeks of December. So, there's not a lot of time left in 2024. Believe it or not, we are in the last stretch. So, how much buyer activity is going to pick up? We don't think it's going to be that much. Not enough to, like, really save us. Let's look how far behind we were. Right? We're only 100 listings behind. Let's see what interest rate comparison is, right? So we saw interest rates today are 6.15. Let's look at what they were last year. Yeah, man. 7.22 last year in September. 7.29 in this week, 7.39 in the following week, and then we even hit as high as 7. We hit almost 8% in October. So there was almost no business happening. Right? I'd imagine that we'd get a lot of traction happening in those months this year, at least in comparison, right? Even with those shitty interest rates. Jesus, I'm here I go swearing again. Sorry, Murray. Even with those crappy interest rates, you still had, right? What we're focused on is W on the pending listings. Even with those crappy interest rates, you had 133 listings go under agreement here. 115 go under agreement here, 105. There was still plenty of activity. And you're talking about rates being a full 1.5% lower than they were last year. So I'd imagine this is going to spike heavily. And then next year is just going to be insane. Next year is going to be insane, especially if we're talking about getting interest rates back down to maybe the mid 5s or the low 5s. You're going to see everybody want to come out. There's not that many people who are waiting for 4% interest rates before they get back into the market, right? Most people are waiting for 4% interest rates to sell their house. Realistically, like, that's not a healthy, that's not a realistic rate to expect. I guess we got to go back to this thing first. Where is it? Where's our FOMC projections? Oh, here we go. Don't know why that took so long. So if you see here, right, long term, most members are already voting for 2.5 to 3%, right? That's the Fed's basis points. The banks will charge an extra 1 to 2 on top of that, depending on your credit, right? So if they're already at 2, you're talking about, if you have very good credit, maybe 3.5. If you have very bad credit, 4.5. And that's long-term goal. You're talking about in the longer run of things, okay? That means after 2026, after 2025, years down the line, there's not that many people who are fucking waiting for that. Okay, and if they are waiting for that, I'm sorry, but you're silly. Because if you could just buy a house now, and even at the crazy rates, whatever you're doing, whatever you're buying, likely to increase in value. At least if you're guided correctly. Don't just, throw a stone and see what house it hits and be like, that's the one I'm gonna buy. But yeah, it's very unlikely that rates are gonna get that low, right? They're not gonna get to pandemic levels, short of the world shutting down again. So with that said, I guess to recap, FOMC meeting's coming out next week. We're expecting a 0.5 point rate cut at the meeting. We'll celebrate if it is. Boston market is struggling a bit, but we do believe that we are going to pass We're going to finally surpass next year. Let me ignore this phone call real fast. Sorry. We're finally going to pass last year. As you can see, we have been like, this is the difference behind we've been for the entirety of the year. Since week 1, we started -14, -19%. So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for a bunch of real estate agents. I know that you guys hate us so much, but listen, we're people too, trying to feed our families or our pets, right? We got to buy stuff for our pets. So we need to do business. I mean, business is okay, business is good, but we definitely have not been happy, because check out how bad last year was, right? Comparatively, and we're comparing this to 2022, right? 2022 was already behind 2021. Okay, so super slow year, downtrending. 2022 ended the year at 20% behind 2021. Okay, the following year ended the year 21% behind previous. This year, we're currently only 2% behind the previous, but we are so far behind what a normal market looks like. We don't believe that that's going to come back until next year, but we do believe there's going to be a lot of opportunities presented to buyers and sellers alike. More for buyers. It's definitely going to be a buyer's market for the rest of the year, because, I mean, like, as you saw, right, already, that's a crap ton of listings to hit the market. That's a lot of listings to hit the market. Let's compare it to last year's. That's a decent increase. 266, 207. We're talking about almost 300 here. So that's a huge jump. Seller confidence is definitely growing, but buyer activity may not match. It may come out and it might be very, very low. So we just got to stay put. Hey, I've been live for 42 minutes. If you add the like 12 minutes that it took to get this whole thing operational, we're about an hour. So thank you so much for coming. My jaw hurts now, and I have a meeting that I got to go to, so I got to run. All right, I got a gala that I need to put together. I like to plan parties sometimes. They turn out okay. All right, see you guys later. Have fun. Oh, for that gala, I guess, it's Aria Boston. You guys should check them out. I'll probably link them somewhere in the edited video, but they are an amazing nonprofit organization that likes to advocate for fair housing practices. So that's why I like them. That's why I stick with them, and will continue to work with those guys. So here's to next year, Aria. Later, guys. Live, off. Okay, that didn't work. Dang it. How do I stop this in one button? Oh no. I'm stuck here, guys. Okay, I found it.